Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Dedan Tolbert, host of the Dedan Tolbert Show, which airs weeknights at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern on the TBND Radio Network at dedansplace.net. And I've been doing this series on why so many successful black women are single for some time because people are not talking about their real issues. If you caught my last one, which is available on YouTube, I talked about generally the three things that men look for, meaning a great personality, a high level of respectability, and a good level of emotional availability. And on this blog, I want to talk about the first one in depth. I want to talk about personality and how so many women, unfortunately, their mind is not right. They don't have the type of personality or values or morals that good men look for in the type of woman that they're going to put a ring on. What I mean by that is nowadays, you see a lot of women whose priorities are extremely, extremely messed up. And to be blunt, a lot of women are selfish. A lot of women only think about a husband as it relates to what that man can do for her. When you talk about husband or what do you look for in a man, you see a lot of women saying things like he has to work this type of job. He has to be financially stable. He has to look a certain type of way. He has to live in a certain house. He has to drive a certain type of car. These are all very materialistic things. Now, ladies, I'm trying to help y'all understand that good men do not want women with those types of mentalities. Let me help y'all understand a little bit better. I often use the analogy on the Dedan Tolbert show as well as on Facebook that if need be, if you're not willing to sleep next to your man in a homeless shelter, that man will not want you when he's successful living in a mansion. And every time I say that, that often goes over the heads of a lot of women. But what that means is, ladies, we're looking for women who love us unconditionally, who see our potential. And Hill Harper did a great job of talking about potential on that Nightline special. But that's really what it's all about. A lot of you guys are about talking about being evenly yoked. And, let me just help y'all understand something. Being evenly yoked has absolutely nothing to do with a man's financial situation. Being evenly yoked discusses, and what God means by that is being evenly yoked spiritually. Meaning how you guys can complement each other, helping you guys get closer to the kingdom of God, not what type of money is in his bank account. That's not being evenly yoked. You have a master's degree and he has his doctorate. It's not you guys being evenly yoked. That has nothing to do with it. So if you're going to quote the Bible, do it in the correct context. But, ladies, it's all about personality. It should not matter. You should not be thinking about money, how the bills are going to be paid when determining whether or not you love somebody. Love does not have dollar signs attached to it. Love is about feelings. You understand what I'm saying? Once you're old and living off of Social Security or whatever the case is, those things aren't going to matter. A lot of people, the divorce rate in this country is so high is because people are getting married for the wrong reasons. That you got prenuptial agreements. 70% of all people who sign prenups get divorced. 50% of marriages in this society fail just regardless. So, money is causing a lot of heartache and down. Ladies, stop being so concerned about money. If you meet a good man and if you have a good man who you get to know, you won't even have to worry about him if things don't work out, him taking your money or running off. That won't even be an issue if you really know that man and if you really love that man unconditionally and he loves you unconditionally. So, as I wrap this one up, focus on what's really important in life. Money is not important. Degrees are not important. Just before I go, I put out on Facebook one day, I said, ladies, if you met a man who had every single quality that you look for, he was kind, he was loving, he was compassionate, he would be a great husband, he would be a great father, he was ambitious. But when you met him, he happened to live at home with his mom and he happened to work a job at McDonald's. I said, would you date him? There were over 100 responses on that particular post. And you know what? 90% of the women said they said no, they would not. All the qualities that they look for, great man, great father, would be a great husband, but because he happened to work at McDonald's, they would not date him. That pretty much tells a very vivid tale of what's going on a large scale here in America. People are looking for the wrong things. I do a lot of things, author, advice columnist, host of the Dedan Tolbert Show, CEO of my own company. But guess what? Just a few years ago, I was broke. You know what I'm saying? I never worked at McDonald's, but I worked very low-paying jobs. But I had dreams, I had goals, I had aspirations of owning my own company one day. So the point is this: just because you meet a man in a certain stage, it does not mean that he's going to be in that stage forever. You guys need to see the potential in these men and stop looking at what he can do for you now and start thinking about what he'll be doing, what you can do for each other 50 years from now. Most of marriages end divorce within the first 5 years. You guys aren't even thinking long term. Our grandparents were. My mom and dad were. They're still married. You know what I'm saying? Think long term. Hopefully I've shed some light on these subjects for you. But what do you think? Listen to the Dedan Tolbert Show weeknights at 9 at dedansplace.net. And I'll see you later.